Hey there y'all. Yes, so this is gonna be a makeup video, so if that's not what you're into, then this video isn't for you. But if you like makeup or you just like to see my face, then you should keep on watching. So let's get right into it. One thing I'll apologize for is the lighting. I actually have natural lighting, my desk lamp that I usually use, and then I was gonna use the lighting, like our ceiling lighting, but the fan was getting on, like, it makes that annoying noise. It was getting on my nerves. I didn't want to get on your guys' nerves. I think this lighting should be okay. I might change it, and then if you guys start to hear that, that just means I turned on that lighting and the lighting will look better. So yeah, so let's get into what I'm gonna do for this video. So I'm really excited. You might hear the band anyways, so you might still get annoyed because I hear it, but I'm used to living near the band back home too, so I'm used to it. So I got all my makeup laid out here that's in my big bag, which is like my makeup I wear, like things I might pull out and wear every day. Not everything I use on like a day-to-day basis. I don't even wear makeup day-to-day anymore, but I don't like pick this out like, oh yes, I'm gonna wear this every single day, but that I do wear makeup. But that's like everything I have laid out here is just everything I carry with me if I'm going to carry my makeup bag with me. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do half of my face with products that I use, like that are my go-tos that I use all the time when I do my makeup, and then other products that either aren't as good or some of them are just plain out flops, and then but they're just still in my makeup bag because they're either newer or I just haven't took them out yet, or just some are just not as good as the other product but I still really like them, or some of them might be like on the same level but I just use one more than the other. So that's what the video is going to be today. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we're going to get into primer first. So these are the primers I actually use on a day-to-day basis. I used them in my last video. These are the Smashbox primers, the Photo Finish foundation primers. This one is a silicone-based primer, and this one is a pore-filling primer. Hello, focus. Or not, but there we go. Okay, so yeah, so those are the ones I use on a day-to-day basis. But the products I'm actually going to be using today are, this guy is the e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist. This guy is actually one of my favorite primers. It retails for $8, and I want to say you get probably a fluid ounce in here, which is pretty typical. This one's a trial size, so it is a little smaller. It's also a fluid ounce though, so this one may actually be probably 1.5 fluid ounces for $8. And then this guy's a trial size. I actually got all three of these. These are all Smashbox primers in a little trial gift box set on Black Friday a year ago, I want to say. And so they were $25 altogether. So I don't have an exact price for this guy, but that's about like how much I got all three of them for. And this one was one of my favorites. This is the second bottle I owned. I had to get another one because the first one I loved the heck out of, and it was so great. But then I just started doing not really natural looks, and this is a great primer, but it doesn't give you any pore filling, or it's not going to help correct any redness or anything like that, where if I use this around this area, it does. So that's why which I'm not even sure if I showed it, but this purple one, and this one just makes makeup stay a little better, this primer. So, but this is great for natural looks along with this one. So usually I would grab for this one for a natural look because I thought I ran out of this one, but there's a little tiny bit left, so I'm going to try it, use it for half my face, and use this for the other half. So these ones are actually, I recommend both products if you want a cheaper product. This one's great. This one's a great product if you have the money to spend, because it is a higher end product if you actually buy the full size. But I got it in the pack when I really wanted these two little guys, so it's just an extra little freebie to me because I didn't even like need it, but it works great. So really I think this is just a dupe for this, honestly. But this is one of e.l.f.'s great products that, like, because they have raised some of their prices in the last few years, but this one I definitely would still recommend. $8 versus some expensive primers, and this one's really nice. So yeah, so I'm just gonna spray this on half my face, and then the Smashbox, which, yeah, they're both primer waters. This one just calls primer mist, and this one's a primer water. So yeah. I felt a little over here, so I'm just gonna have that off kind of, but I got mostly here, and then actually, yeah, so I got a little bit here, and I'm just gonna rub that into my nose because it's hard to get like halfway on my nose, so I'm just gonna rub it in. So as you can see, it looks very dewy, which is more of a natural look for me, but it won't like look this dewy once it dries down, obviously. This would be a glow factory. But yeah, so it's more dewy than I would usually like. So now I'm going to use the Smashbox on this side of my face. So yeah. I'm just gonna spray a little bit since I hope I didn't get any over there. And just pat that into my nose where it was hard to get half and half. Rub some over here where I didn't get half and half is good. Just, yeah. I don't know why I'm using the left hand for the right side of my face and the right hand for the left side of my face, but it's fine. So they look pretty similar. This side actually looks a little more shiny right now while it's drying down, so maybe that's also why I like the Smashbox slightly better lately, but I really do like this one, and it's great for natural looks, so I do recommend it. But so I'm gonna let those guys dry down. I'm actually gonna do this a little just to get some of the primer out of my eyebrows a little, and then let the rest dry down. And once everything is almost dry, like especially around the eyebrows, I'm gonna use the Gimme Brow just on both sides just to give my brows a little definition, so it makes it easier later to draw them on. So yeah, so I'm gonna let this sit off camera, and then I'll be right back when we get into foundation. Okay, so I'm back. It's mainly dried down. I say this like they're both a little tacky, but I feel like this side's a little more tacky, but it might just not have dried down fully yet. But I'm going to be showing you guys the foundations before I actually apply them. So like I said, I just filled in my eyebrows a little bit with the Gimme Brow just to make them a little easier to see later on. So I actually have 4 liquid foundations and 1 cream foundation, stick foundation. It's a cream to matte formula, right? Yes, cream to matte formula multi-use foundation stick. This is the Maybelline Superstay, which is my favorite liquid foundation right now. They're in the same shade, I think, the 130 Buff Beige. I want to say, yes, they're in the same shade. I just almost used all of this. This guy is really good, and I actually like the formula slightly better on this one than my liquid, just because this guy is like full coverage to the max. Like one of the best drugstore, not even just drugstore, but best foundations I've tried that's full coverage, in my opinion. This guy is really similar, and it's my favorite right now because you get a lot more product for the price. They retail about for around the same price, which I'm not exactly sure of. I'll put on the screen. I'll look it up, and everything will be linked down below with prices and everything. But they're basically the same formula, just one's liquid and one's cream to matte or stick foundation. So, and they're both in 130 Beige, and I want to say they retail from anywhere from $6 to $8, $9, depending on if you get them at Walmart or your local drugstore. They can be slightly differing. So the other liquid foundations I have, this one is, what the heck, just like a hair stuck in it, which was weird, but like just in the little cap. But this is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation, and this is medium to full coverage. I have it in the shade Porcelain, which is nowhere close to my skin tone, but it looks almost like it is in here. But I really think when it's swatched, it's not like my skin tone, so I think that's why I never used this. And I think I just got it on sale, which you only get, I mean, you get almost a fluid ounce, but it's a little weird that you get 0.95 fluid ounces instead of a full fluid ounce, which is the typical for a liquid foundation. Next is this Milani Conceal and Perfect, which I used almost all of, even though it doesn't look like it in here. I've used a lot of it. I'll take it off, but like, it's a mess. It's a hot mess. I think that's literally just dry foundation because I haven't used this guy, and that was just like messiness that I never cleaned up. But this is the Conceal and Perfect by Milani 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and this is in the shade 1 Creamy Vanilla, and this one is actually a really nice match for my skin tone. I think it might be a little off. And it is also medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free formula, long-wearing, water-resistant, and sweat-proof. I do really like this guy. It's a little bit cheaper, I want to say, than this one, but I would pick this one over this one. But if you're looking for a really cheap foundation that has like concealing with it, but I also use this as a concealer sometimes, so it can double as both, and it's really nice. I like the formula. For the price, it's a steal. Now, the foundation we're going to be using on this side of my face, no, this side of my face, is the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. I am a big Jeffree Star fan, and not that I think it matters, like if I wanted to buy something from a person that he was feuding with, I would, but this I wish I would have stayed away from. I bought it before I even was knew about the feud, but it was this foundation just isn't that good. It retails for, I want to say, $33 or $35. I have mine in the shade medium 52 warm, and it might be closer to my skin tone now. When I actually got it, it wasn't, even though I got matched at Sephora, so that's not really the Kat Von D's fault. That's like the foundation's fault. It's more of a Sephora thing. But it is full coverage, 24-hour wear, full coverage, transfer resistant matte finish. So it's literally, other than this one doesn't say transfer resistant. These have the exact same promises, and these are going to be the two we kind of put against each other. I used a little less than half of this, and I don't know, it's just not as good as it should be for the price. Like, it's not a bad foundation at all, but for the price it should just be a lot better. And also, I think maybe the reason it looks slightly different, it might oxidize weird. We'll see today. I didn't know what oxidizing was back when I got this, so I've had it for quite a while and just stopped using it. And actually, when I bought this one time, because it was on sale, again, we love drugstore sales, I started using this over this, and this is way cheaper, and I just like the formula a lot better. And it wasn't even full coverage, it's a medium to full coverage, so, but you can build. So yeah, but this one is full coverage, so that's why we're gonna pin these both against each other, and this is my favorite foundation at the moment. So yeah, I'm just gonna use a beauty blender for both. I want to say this one's a little lighter, so I'm gonna put this one on first because I'm using the same beauty blender since I don't have two. And just gonna put, yeah, see, now it's a little less tacky. So yeah, they're probably around the same tack. This one still feels a little bit more tacky, which is the e.l.f. side, and this is the Smashbox side. So like I said, this is the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation in the shade medium 52 warm. So I'm just gonna squirt some on the bottom end of my beauty blender. Okay, I put about 2 pumps, but the pump was a little stuck, and that's not, again, not the fault of it, because it's actually a really nice pump, like, and it has a little seal for it and everything. Like, it's nice. It's just because I haven't used it in a while. So yeah, so we're gonna see. I haven't used this in so long, I'm not even sure what the formula feels like, if I'm gonna love it. Like, maybe I'll like it more now that I know what I'm doing, or maybe I'll hate it more. Oh, that's way too much on my nose. We're only going halfway. Yeah, it already looks way too yellow for me, and I've never, like, if anything, my skin tone's more yellow now. Oh my god, I just got it all in my hair. But my skin tone's more yellow than it, oh geez, than it has been in a long time. Like, I don't think I'm that yellow, but like, my undertones are never been, like, I've always wore makeup that was more neutral. That's just what I prefer. I don't know if it actually matches my neck, but in my face, but that's just what I like. So yeah, okay, so we're going in. Like I said, I just don't like the color as well as I do with some foundations. Sorry, the lighting was weird. But it is full coverage. This is nothing like my face looks like on this side, but it looks very yellow. I'm hoping it maybe, if anything, oxidizes to a slightly better color than what is on my face right now, because I would not, like, I think with powder and everything it should look fine, but I don't know. I'm just confused now why I love this foundation for the little time I did. It is full coverage though, like way full coverage, way more than any of my other foundations, but the color match is way off. And like I said, that's not really a Kat Von D's fault, but if it does oxidize, maybe it is. I don't know. We're gonna see, because I don't remember. Like I said, I got too much, so I'm just gonna use my finger to try to put that only down the middle side of my face. Oh my gosh. I literally look like a completely different person. Like, all my redness is gone, which is great, but the color is just so weird to me. It's really throwing me off. Let me see. If I back up and the lighting's not in the way as much, it still does look really different than my neck. Like, this one does too, I think, look a little off, just because it's starting to get wintry and I do lose some of my non-existent tan, but it's not nearly this bad. It doesn't look like two completely different things, and if it does, I can blend down and it doesn't look this bad as this does. So that's something. Again, not entirely the actual foundation's fault, but I'm just going in here to see if there's any spots that are patchy that I missed, which again isn't the foundation's fault. I just can't see that well when I'm zoomed out, so I'm just also, this will kind of let you guys see what the foundation looks like up close. It looks a little shiny, but again, I am wearing a more natural foundation under it, primer under it. I'll tell you guys how different this one looks, because I know for sure when I put it on in just a second. I'm gonna put the cap back on. As you can see, it's just a cute little cap, and it actually does keep the pump really nice and clean, and this is very, like, the pump's great on this. The packaging is cute, but it is just a plastic packaging, which if I'm gonna spend a lot of money, like, I have the Unicarton somewhere, but it's messed up, but like, other than the Unicarton it comes in, it's just, this packaging is not as nice as this. Like, this one feels more heavyweight even though it's cheaper, so that's just usually, like, if you're spending a lot of money, also I'm blending a little into my ear, but if you're spending a lot of money on a foundation, you don't want cheap packaging. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, and I think most people will agree. But if the foundation is great and the packaging is a little cheap, that's one thing, but for both to be bad, it's just... So this is the Maybelline Stay... Why do I always forget the name of this guy? I swear. Super Stay. I always want to call it like Stay Me because of the Fit Me, which I used to love when I was younger, but this is the Super Stay by Maybelline, and the color 130 Buff Beige. So yeah. And this one, I'm just going to start with one pump. I might go in for two since I did two on this side, just to give it kind of more even. As you can see, this one is still has more, like, I think, guess more warm. There is more like warm tones to it, and it's more, has some yellow undertones, but I don't know, to me it's not as bad. This actually, if I'm not mistaken, is oxidizing to not be as yellow. We'll see. It looks like it right now, but I'm not looking too much at that side right now. I'm just trying to pat this guy in, see if they're gonna look similar, hopefully, so I don't look like I'm two different people. I didn't put any on my forehead. We'll use the second pump or what's left on here in a second for that. Yeah, there's enough on here. Okay, because I was like, why didn't I put any on my forehead? That's a problem. I got some on my, like, it's fine to get some on your lips, but it always throws me off when I'm, like, filling in my lips lighter. I get foundation on my lips. So I'm gonna put a little more just because I put probably about a pump and a half, almost 2 pumps on this side. Like I said, the pump was a little messed up, but I'm gonna just also because I didn't really get a lot on my nose or forehead area. As you can see, I can still see some of my redness through it. Not a lot, but just a little. That bothers me personally. So just put like half a pump, just a little bit, and I'm just gonna put mainly focus on my forehead here where I always see problem areas, and see that like the foundation doesn't stay as much as I'd like is here on my cheeks, just because I have a giant face. And I'm gonna try to blend this down as well more like I did the other one, and then let's get that forehead. I can already tell this is going to be a long video, but I really want to do this just to kind of compare a lot of products I have, so I know which products to put on the top of my bag from now on, and which ones should just go to the bottom, or some that are empty and I didn't realize were empty should get thrown away, and things like that. I know I went a little over that, and I don't know if it's the lighting, like, or what's happening. So let me see. Let me zoom out for a second. So actually together they don't look that off from each other, and it is the primer that's making both of them look a little more dewy than they would naturally look. They're not like exceptionally dewy, but they would look a lot more matte if I was using a matte primer, but then with powder and everything they'll look fine. So if anything, will look a little less cakey than I probably sometimes look, just because I used a primer water / mist formula for my primer instead of a my normal silicone or pore filling primer by Smashbox. So yeah, so I'm just putting a little on my ear. It just makes the foundation blend more. Just, you don't have to, just a little bit, just to make in case your ears are a little lighter or red, because like this ear is like, hello, like speak to me, but this one's calmed down because I think I put a little more on this one. But yeah, so I'm gonna let these sit, see if they oxidize. This side actually looked like it oxidized a little, but it oxidized in a good way, so I'm not mad at it. I'm actually, the color pale, like the shade looks a little better now that it's oxidized, and so they don't look too far off from each other. I do think this side might have more of a warm, not more warm, like they both have warm undertones, but this one just has more yellow than this one does. I think for me personally they look like it. But here's the foundations up close, how they look without any powder, just with primer underneath. And see, like sometimes you get some like weird little, like, I think it's just the way the light hits, but it looks patchy. But like when I put powder in, I think it looks fine. But that's something I know I used to realize with this. And this one just looks slightly less full coverage. It does look slightly less full coverage, but it still covers all my redness. But it just looks a little natural, but at the same time full coverage and covers everything up. So that's why I like it. So I'm gonna put the foundations away, let this sit for a second, and get the concealer, which I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for concealer, but I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry, I keep having to move my hair back. I don't like have a hair tie or anything. I just push it back out of my face. So I actually only have one concealer with me, which is the Tarte Shape Tape, which is my go-to concealer ever since I bought it. It's been my everything, and I'm in the shade Fair Neutral, and it's really pretty, and it's just, it does everything it's supposed to. It's a full coverage concealer, but I thought so I could show you kind of the Milani as well, which it's a little bit lighter than it looks in here. So I'm going to use it as a concealer for this side. I think there's still some left. Like I said, I thought I used all of it, but we're going to see. If not, then we're just going to use this on both sides. We'll see. So everything else, like I said, this side oxidized, this side just sat back down, and it looks really nice now. Actually, I don't hate this side as much as like when I first put it on. I was scared it was gonna be that yellow. This is messy. I'm actually afraid to like hands all over it, but it's fine. Oh, that's what I remember now. The pump broke. That's why I stopped using this guy. That's why it's all messy, because I'd have to screw it off and everything. So maybe we're not gonna use this. I forgot. That's why it's so messy, and that's why I stopped using it. The pump is just like gone. So that guy might get thrown, because I think now, like, to take it all off, actually it contaminates things. But when I was younger I didn't know that, and I just have this, like, and it's also a lot darker than I remember it being, so that wouldn't be well as a concealer with this foundation either. I didn't mean to swatch it, but I was trying to get it off. So that's the swatch of what it looks like though, because it isn't pretty. It's pretty decently colored to these guys, and the only thing is it's more of a medium to full coverage, like you can build it. But so I'm just going to use Tarte Shape Tape on both sides under my eyes. So I'm actually going to do this off camera just to save time during the video, because it's the same way I always do my concealer. I'm just going to put it under my eyes and on my smile lines. That's the only place I think I need a lot of concealer, so I just use this Shape Tape there. So I'm going to do that off camera and be back when I do some baking. Okay, so my concealer is applied, like I said. Okay, I thought I got some on my shirt, but I just put it under my eyes. I did put a little on my forehead just because I actually dropped like a little extra on my finger, and I was like, okay, I'll just pat it in a little bit up here just to give a little glowiness, a little definition. But yeah, but I just put under my eyes, and I like to do it in my smile lines because they start to show if I don't do that, and then bake them after. So for this side of my face, and then I might have to actually, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to use it for both sides, but this is the Coty Airspun spray. I almost said Airspun spray. That's not it. Coty Airspun loose face powder in the color Translucent Extra Coverage 07041. So yeah. The guys I want to talk about are this e.l.f. Powder is actually good, but I used all of it, and like there's a little tiny bit in here, but not enough to do like a full face. So I might actually mix these two and do this side if I can with a little bit that's left. But I ran out enough where I couldn't do a full face look on prom. So I went to the drugstore and got this guy, because I don't have like a Walmart or something that I could have got this guy at in my hometown because it's so small. So I got this LA Girl Pro Powder HD High Definition Setting Powder. So I want to say any powder like this guy is good. Like, it's not the most, it doesn't make your face like have the most coverage, it doesn't stay as well as this guy, but it's good. There's no flashback. This has the most flashback in the whole world. Like, I hate this guy, and I don't even remember wearing it that much. I think a lot of it just evaporated because I don't think this powder is high quality or good quality at all. I just don't. But this is great. So I think I'm gonna try, like I said, to see if I have enough powder in both these little guys to make like a half a face look. My phone might be vibrating because I'm getting notifications, so hopefully you don't fall. I just had a dream where my phone cracked last night. I was so scared. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So like I said, I'm just going to open both these guys, and I want to bake with this LA Girl color to see, so I can show you guys if the flashback is as terrible as I remember. So yeah, and I had to have that for my junior prom. So there's some, but not enough to probably do a whole bake. So I'm gonna probably have to dip into the e.l.f. too. Oh my god. Hello? I'm not trying to actually bake a cake here, just my face. Thank you. I am using then some of the e.l.f., which is better. It's good, but it's just like for the price, I would definitely, it's like this one's $1 or $2 more. I would reach for the Coty Airspun, but that's just my opinion. They might have improved their formula because it is an old one, and e.l.f. has done a lot of improvements on a lot of their formulas and products. So this isn't me bashing e.l.f. I love e.l.f. But this powder is good, but it's just not like the best you can get for as cheap as it is. It's like you can get the Coty Airspun, which I personally like a lot better. So I'm just baking with mainly the e.l.f. and then anything I can get out of the LA Color Girl. So that's the e.l.f. one. I was like, oh. LA Color Girl. That's why I was like, that's not the name. It's LA Girl. Ugh, problematic. I know. Okay, so I'm just trying my best to get as much powder in my smile line because I know I need it baked, or I'm gonna look crazy later, even crazier than I look now. So that's as much powder I think I can get out of there. Oh, I got a lot on my desk. I did that. We did that. I think these are in the right containers. Yeah, this is the, yeah, okay. Putting also this sifter on this is actually really nice because you can cover it, where some like the Airspun isn't like that, and there's this LA Girl. It's not like a big necessity, but it's a little clunkier than some, so that's just in case, I don't know, you were wondering. But like I said, if the e.l.f.'s the only thing you can afford, or you're like me and the Coty Airspun isn't sold near you and you need a powder, like the e.l.f. is good. It's just not the best. This is the e.l.f. sponge. You know what, I'm just gonna set this aside. I'll deal with it later. But I'm gonna use the Coty Airspun now, which comes with this. Use it like it's, look at that giant puffer. It's so big, so unnecessarily big, but we love it here. And I'm just like gonna shake some powder that gets stuck on the puffer out into here, and we're gonna bake this side of my face. So yeah, see, look, like there was not a lot, but still, like there's a slight color difference. This is still translucent, but it's just also, it's a lot more like, I guess it could be cakey, but at the same time not cake. Like, I don't know, it's just more coverage. It's not really cake, but it's what it looks like. But it's just more coverage. Like when you blow it away, it all looks fine and everything. It's just a lot more coverage, and yeah. So, okay. So my bake looks good. I'm gonna put all these powders away that are going everywhere, and then we're gonna get under the eyebrows and eyeshadow as we wait for this to set. So now we're gonna go into the brows. So the good brow product, or the brow product I reach for more, is this Goof Proof brow pencil. The unicorn is really messed up, but it's from Benefit, and it's just amazing in my opinion. It's just really easy to hold because it has this really thin like section here, and you do get a spoolie and your actual product on one end. So I really like this guy. It retails for around $25. Any retail prices I didn't mention will be down below, or I'll put them on the screen. Depends how I feel during editing. But I really do like this guy, and I'm in the shade 4, in case I didn't mention that. So yeah. This guy is actually, I'm not sure how much this retails for at all, and I've never heard of this brand actually. It is Cella, I want to say. Tantalizing Taupe Eyebrow Cream. So yeah, and it comes with a brush on this side. It's a nice brush for what this product is, but it's still a little harder to do your actual eyebrows with than like the end on this guy, the Goof Proof. And then in this side you get your product. You just screw it off, and that's like how the whole thing works. So this is actually from an Ipsy bag. I personally don't have Ipsy, never have, but my cousin does, and she would give me all the products she didn't want. So she gave me this guy. Back when I first got it, it was literally everything. It was before I had this guy, and I was before this using eyeshadow to fill in my brows, and this guy's still really good. I just like the applicator better on this. It makes applying my eyebrows, like drawing them on, a little easier than this guy. I have to sneeze. Oh, okay, I didn't want to sneeze any, like, oh, whew. Okay, So I'm going to try this guy first. I haven't, like I said, I haven't used it in a long time, but I'm going to use it on the side of my face. And it's a good product. I just don't know what the price and retail value is for this guy versus the Goof Proof. So this is going to be a little harder. I might need to grab a mirror. Not sure. I've been using like the viewfinder this whole time instead of like a mirror, but we'll see. So like, you see what I mean? Like, it's a good product, but like I was saying, but it's just like the brush on it isn't like what I necessarily would want to do my eyebrows, even though this is what I used to do my eyebrows with when I used eyeshadow, was a brush similar to this, if not thinner, which was even harder. But it's just, I would like more definition, and like my eyebrows are already non-existent, so it's just a little harder to draw everything on, in my opinion, with this little guy. So, but it's still a good product, and if it is a lot cheaper, then I would recommend this. Like, I would recommend this guy as like a dupe, because like, I want to say the colors might actually be a little off. I'm not sure what. When we put it on, when we like put the other guy in, I'm gonna have to grab a mirror because this is, I'm just gonna use one of my e.l.f. palettes if the mirror isn't too dirty. It is, but it's fine. It looks really different there. Yeah, I need one of my big mirrors. Sorry guys, I did not think I would need a mirror, but this guy is making me tragically confused, so I'm just using this palette. There we go. The mirror's better, and it still looks different than it does on the camera, but not as bad. This mirror isn't as dirty as my little e.l.f. palette was. That guy just gets dirty so much. Okay. This is not how I usually make my brows at all, and it's really throwing me off. And this taupe color is really weird and off for me. It looks maybe more like my natural brows, but not what I usually use, like for my, when I do my brows. This is not what I use, even when I used to use eyeshadow. I don't know why I use this for so long. Like I said, it's not a bad product. I just, since it was in an Ipsy bag, it just wasn't like the right shade, and it wasn't even my Ipsy bag, so that's not like on Ipsy or anyone. It's just my cousin's, and I don't even think her eyebrows are darker than mine. I'm not sure though. I know her hair's not, but eyebrows are so freaking weird, man. Like, okay, that's gonna be the best I can get with this brow product. I just, oh, my nose always starts to run when I wear makeup, which is weird, but, oh. Okay, so I'm gonna use now, oh, I'm actually gonna use this spoolie to do a little comb through. Just, I don't have any other spoolies. If anything, this might, the product that's on there, because it always gets stuck in there for me, using this side might make this brow look a little lighter, because if not, we're gonna look a little weird, but it's fine, we'll make it work. So I'm gonna start just using it like this, and then go on with my mirror like I did to touch things up, like I did for the other side. Sorry, my nose is killing me, and I haven't even powdered yet, so I might have to reconceal. But I don't know if everyone's like that. I talked to a girl once in school, and she was like that too, but I don't know. Me personally, I just always, oh man, my eyes felt weird, but yeah. Obviously, they're too like, I don't know if they look as bad on camera. I mean, okay, they're not that far off, but they're not perfect. And naturally anyways, my brow does like the pointy thing on this side and the round thing on this side, but there's no way I was gonna be able to get a fake like point like that I like to do on this side to make them look a little, like, right now they don't even look like cousins, which is normally my brows can look like sisters every once in a while, and I get happy. They never looked like twins, but this is just out of this world atrocious right now. I don't know how to make this like look good. I'm going to go off camera, try to fix them just using the same products, but just going in a little more, and then get my eyeshadow palettes ready.